Do you understand why you're here?
Yes, ma'am. He just grabbed me, like, in between my legs, like, he just grabbed it real hard, and he just gave me this look. He rolls over and reaches, like, he's reaching to the side of the bed or something, so I'm thinking, oh, he's not finna hit me. He's finna get a gun.
And what did you do at that time?
I just grabbed the gun and I shot him.
Cyntoia Brown, she was released yesterday.
I have prayed for a very long time. I am a changed person because I have no choice but to be.
I've never heard of this story. You guys ever heard of this? She killed somebody at the age of 16 back in 2004.
Brown was 16 at the time, but under Tennessee law was tried as an adult and sentenced to life in prison for murder.
She served, I believe, between 15 and 16 years. And she was granted clemency.
Former Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam granted Brown clemency.
It's kind of an interesting story. And by the way, this is from CBS and NPR. And thank you for the people on Patreon. I have 3 supporters on there. Appreciate it. It's $1.15. But she ran away. She was from an adopted home. And she ran away in 2004 when the killing happened. She began to live in a hotel with a man known as Cutthroat, who forced her to become a prostitute and verbally, physically, and sexually assaulted her, according to court documents.
We were either getting high or having sex. That's all we ever did. He said that I was slipping and that I was starting to become a slouch, that I needed to get out and get on my grind and get some money.
What's this guy Cut? What's his real name?
Gary and McLean.
So real estate agent Johnny Allen, I guess, goes and picks her up. He's 43 years old. $150 is what he paid for. And keep in mind, this is an underage girl. I don't know if he knew or not, but this happens a lot, I hear, in sex trafficking. And things go bad.
43-year-old real estate agent Johnny Allen picked her up in 2004. She says Allen agreed to pay her $150 with the intent to have sex.
Cyntoia's lawyer was contending that she was a sex trafficking victim. Also that she lacked the mental capacity because apparently, according here to the report, her mother abused alcohol while Cyntoia was in the womb, so that had an effect on her.
Bipolar, personality disorder, suicidal, manic depressive, which is an guarded condition. At times I've had homicidal thoughts for people that have hurt me. I've been raped, and I've always, wanted to do things to them for hurting me.
Cyntoia, she was convicted in 2006 of murdering 43-year-old Johnny Allen, the real estate agent. Police said that she shot this guy in the back of the head and that it was a planned robbery. She shot him in the back of the head at close range. So that's kind of trying to say that she intended to do this after she was picked up at the drive-thru restaurant in Nashville, in Tennessee, to have sex with her. They reported at the time that she fled with Allen's guns and money, and she drove away in his pickup truck. Prosecutors claim that Brown shot Allen in the back of the head as an attempt to rob him, and she was saying and arguing that she was doing it in self-defense.
I thought he was reaching for a gun, so I'm like, oh, shit. I'm saying that's what he's done. He's gonna murder me or rape me or something.
And then what did you do?
I shot him.
Now, one of the interesting things, I want to play a clip for you. One of the prosecutors that was fighting to keep her locked away actually started advocating for her to get her released.
Preston Shipp is a former state prosecutor who once fought to keep Brown in prison. He's been advocating for her release.
She has all the potential in the world not to just go and do good, but to actually mentor other people.
Cyntoia is now 31, and she was among 180 inmates serving life sentences for crimes they committed as a teenager. That's pretty crazy, right? And the thing what happened too, which was kind of interesting about this, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled against the life without parole sentences for juveniles, but the state of Tennessee argued successfully in the lower courts that Brown's sentences was not in violation of federal law because she would be eligible for parole after serving at least 51 years. How crazy is that? It said that she's doing a lot of good things. She did a lot of good things while she was locked up. It said she either got her associates or bachelor's. There's different reports on different articles. She mentored at Youth Risk. She actually landed a book deal now, and it's reported that she wants to help out children that are being trafficked, abused, or being exploited.
She says she wants to use her experiences to help other women and girls escape exploitation and abuse.
My time is actually up for tonight. Let me know your thoughts about this story, about the youth, about our prison system, how people tried to keep her in that system. Was it right for her to come out? these kids do need help. I hope that she comes out and is successful and is a mentor and helps kids in these situations and maybe can give insight that a lot of people don't have. It's reported that her case actually inspired state legislation aimed at protecting minors who are victims of sex trafficking. You know, and that's one thing that was kind of interesting about this too, the fact that the Supreme Court was saying that this was wrong as far as a teenager, a minor, being charged a life sentence, and then the local courts fighting and arguing back and winning, stating that, well, she's actually there, she has parole in 51 years, so she can actually get out. It's not really whatever. So it's just kind of like the loopholes and stuff like that, and how these systems are built to keep the people, children in there. And yeah, there's underage and young people that are completely evil, but like with circumstances like this where it's potentially sex trafficking, somebody that's been in was adopted, a lot of those kids have a lot of problems too. I know people like that have been adopted, and some have had great lives, some have had horrible lives. You know, that's things that should be taken into consideration. But comment down below, make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, turn on the bells with notifications. I would appreciate if you guys subscribe, comment, because, you know, YouTube is demonetizing everything, they're censoring everything, they're suppressing everything. And best wishes to Cyntoia. I hope that she's successful and can make some actual change. And you know, especially when somebody comes out of prison, I think it's hard for them to even get a job. So maybe this book thing will help out, and maybe she can be a voice for people or children in those situations. And I mean, you saw the clip with the mother, all the different things that she went through, and then look at where Cyntoia ended up, right? With a messed up life that maybe now she can change, and she has looked like she's changed for the better. But it seems like there has to be a way to break this cycle, and it's not just taking these kids and locking them up. Now, there's certain circumstances that, you know, with that El Paso, these young people, these crazy things going on, but like with sex trafficking, that's a real issue. It's just sad that, and let me just say this before I end off, it's sad that the systems in place that are supposed to protect the children, right? You could look at CPS, you could look at the jail system, police, the government. Well, Cyntoia was like punished for being a sex trafficking victim, if that's what happened, which is what it seems like it was. And that guy Johnny, he didn't deserve to die. You know, who knows what he was intending to do. It's an unfortunate circumstance, you know. And I mean, the thing too with the system is, like, you look at people like Charlemagne, if you have money, you can make things go away. Like, it wasn't just that whole Jessica Reed situation that I was covering, which I believe her. There was other stories where I heard the other day Choke No Joke talking about, he didn't mention the name, but it's obvious who he's talking about, how a lot of these people with a lot of money, they can make things disappear and go away if they want to. So yeah, have a good night, man. Take care.